Today, I am going to be adding to my cute t-shirt collection by creating a shirt that has a combination of both DTF printing and metallic HTV vinyl. I created this shirt here, which has a really cute magic frog design that I've gone in and modified so that I've got some metallic gold where one of the colors was. And it's actually easier than you think to do, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So with that being said, let's get started. So I am over here in Affinity and I have pulled up this design that I have found. Now I found this actually over on vexels.com. You don't have to have a subscription for it. You can get a subscription if you're downloading multiple designs, or you can actually just purchase the designs one off. This design cost about $4. What's nice about Vexels is they give you many of the files in multiple formats, including an Adobe Illustrator file. Now, obviously, I'm using Affinity, but Affinity handles Adobe Illustrator files pretty much without issue. This one I brought in and everything looked pretty good, other than I needed to just do a little bit of cleanup, mostly just kind of sorting and putting all my colors in groups to make life easy. So I have them here. If I expand them, you can see that I've got all the shapes of one color in a group, which is nice because then I can control what's being seen on and off. And you'll see that there really isn't any overlap here. The design was broken down so that each color doesn't overlap at all. There's just a little bit, mostly just with the magic letters in the back. That was the only overlap, and I didn't mind that. I thought that was okay, especially with it being an Adobe Illustrator file and being able to open it up in vector format. You're going to get sharp, crisp lines. This can be sized however big you need. So I have it currently set up so that it is 11 by 15. I have all of the colors here, and what's nice is with it being an Illustrator file, I could change the colors of this if I wanted to. It's fairly easy to do. You can do it individually, or if I have a group, one of the ways to do that would be to go into special effects, the FX button, and then I can do a color overlay. I can click that on, and then I can set it to whatever I want. For instance, maybe I don't like that pink and I want it to be red. That's a great way to change colors and change it as a group rather than having to go in and do it individually. Now, the background on this one, I matched it up with the t-shirt color that I'm going to be working with, which is kind of a purple. I actually took a picture of it and brought it in. It'll give me an idea of what it'll look like, and I like this look. This is fairly easy to export for DTF printing. All I really need to do, honestly, is turn off my background, and then I'm going to turn off any color that I'm going to do in the HTV gold, which in this case, I am opting to switch all of my yellow into an HTV gold color. I just turn that off, and all that leaves me is the rest of my colors. Everything is sized the way I want it to, and I'm going to export it. And exporting it, since I am going over to Neostampa software, I can actually bring in vector files so that they're really high quality. So in this case, I ended up exporting as an EPS file. I left it at the DPI, which was pretty high. I think the original file was in 600. Click and export that out, and I'll save it. So that's how I set up the file for DTF printing. Now I need to set up and export out my file that I'm going to use in Cricut for cutting. And that is essentially kind of doing the reverse, which is turning off my pink group, my green group, my black group, my white group, but turning on my gold group. There we have it. And then this is going to get exported as well. Export, export. But I typically will send it over as like an SVG file. I don't really mess with the settings, and I'll just export it out that way. Now, one thing to keep in mind when exporting out to Cricut is going to pretty much just completely ignore the size of this document. It does not care. It may come in absolutely huge. It may come in teeny tiny. I really don't know why. I have played around with it multiple times, tried different DPI. I can't seem to convince it. Drives me up the wall. Because I want these to match up and be perfectly matched up, I need to make sure that I know what size I need this sized at. And honestly, the easiest way to do that is by selecting my group. If I go down here in my transform, down here, it tells me the width is 8.54 inches. So when I go to bring this SVG file into Cricut, I know that I need to resize it to 8.54 inches. Now that I have everything set up and both files set forward, I'm going to go ahead and I will print out my DTF transfer. I'll run that through my other computer. And while that's going, let's head over to Cricut and I will show you how to set up the cut file and get it cut out at the proper size. Now I'm over here in Cricut and their interface has changed a little bit, but honestly guys, I'm still just using the blank canvas option. I'm going to go over into upload, and I will upload the image that I'm working with, which was the print on demand, and I had named it Magic Powers Gold SVG. So I'm going to open that up, and everything comes in, and everything actually comes in all lined up the way it was inside the file. So I'll click continue and continue again, and it's always going to come in a really weird size. But I am going to take a moment and remove the background, and then my little Magic Powers Gold section, I'm going to go in here, and I know that the width was 8.54 inches. Now everything is the correct size that I need it to be. It comes in as one big group, and if you wanted to, you could leave it as this and print it all as one big file, but to me that is a lot of waste and really kind of unnecessary. I typically ungroup this, and it leaves me with all these pieces. Now that's not to say that I don't want some of these grouped together. For instance, the flames have some pieces grouped together. So I'm going to move this out of the way, select all of those, and I will go ahead and attach them so they're all one group. And then the letters, because they were all one SVG file, were a group. So that's all I really need to do on this side. We go over to make. Now, with HTV vinyl, you always want to turn on your mirror because you're going to be cutting from behind. The transfer film is on the bottom, so that's the side that's stuck to your mat. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to just move things around a little bit just to make it easier on us when it comes time to cut the files out. So I'm going to move this over here, and I just want to be able to have enough room that cutting all of them out is fairly easy to do, and I've got plenty of space in between. So I go to continue, and it is going to look for my machine. There it is. Click continue. And now you want to set your base material. Now, having played with this and screwed up wasting metallic HTV material, having used like the metallic iron-on setting, I found that everyday iron-on, at least for my Cricut, works well and cuts through without going all the way through the transfer film. Your mileage may vary. Feel free to go back in and just put a triangle on the canvas, hide everything else, and just cut like a triangle out in the corner just to check and make sure that it's the correct cut settings. You can always, obviously, if it's close and just need to add more or less pressure, you can do that. But I always recommend testing your material. But now that all of that is loaded, it's really just a matter of putting the material on my mat, loading it in the machine, and getting it cut. After printing out my transfer, I coat it with the hot melt powder and bake it in my Phoenix Air oven. I know the film is baked when the white ink looks like the surface of an orange. I'll cut out the heat transfer vinyl that I need and place it transfer side down on the mat to get it ready for cutting. Once I have things cut, I'll get the vinyl peeled off and cut out my pieces and then weed, removing the vinyl that I don't need. Now it's time to transfer. This is pretty straightforward. I'll pre-press the shirt and then line up where I want the transfer. Then I'll press for 30 seconds at 320 degrees. To peel, I tend to do a warm, cool peel by removing the shirt to a cooler spot. I find I get better results that way. Now I take the shirt back to the machine and line up my pieces of gold HTV. I've lowered the temperature to 305 degrees per scissors recommendations and will only press for about 10 seconds. They also recommend a cool peel for metallic HTV, so I'll take the shirt off and let it cool for a moment before peeling. As you can see, you get really good results, especially when using a heat press. There you have it, guys. Easy design using DTF for the colors and then adding some gold touches using HTV vinyl. That's pretty much everything I have for you guys today. If you're interested in looking into a DTF printer, I really recommend the All-American Print Supply team. They really are very knowledgeable with what they're doing and they can help you kind of get settled with what machine would work for you. I have a link in my description if you want to click through there to find out more information. I will also leave a link to all of the materials that I used in this project if you're interested in getting them online. If you want to see more content like this, by all means, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also, if you could tap the like button to tell the Eldritch algorithm that this video was a good one, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!